For decades, cybersecurity has been built around one fundamental assumption. The most dangerous attackers were also the most technically skilled. Organizations measured risk by evaluating an adversary's expertise, placing nation-state actors at the top and so-called script kiddies at the bottom. That assumption is no longer valid. Generative AI is transforming offensive security by making advanced knowledge available to anyone with the ability to ask the right questions. Instead of spending months learning exploit development or reverse engineering, attackers can now use AI to understand vulnerabilities, generate code, troubleshoot errors, and adapt existing techniques in minutes. The barrier to entry is collapsing. Like cloud computing reduced infrastructure costs and open-source software accelerated application development, large language models are dramatically reducing the cost of acquiring offensive cybersecurity knowledge. AI doesn't replace experienced hackers, but it enables less experienced individuals to become operational much faster. This changes the economics of cyber attacks. We're witnessing the evolution of the traditional script kiddie into something entirely different, an AI-assisted attacker. Much like software developers now rely on AI for vibe coding, attackers can increasingly rely on natural language to build payloads, refine exploits, and customize attacks without mastering every technical detail themselves. Some call this vibe hacking. The name isn't what matters. The shift is. For defenders, this means security can no longer rely on the assumption that highly capable attackers are rare. As AI increases both the number of capable adversaries and the speed at which they adapt, organizations should expect more attacks, more experimentation, and faster exploitation of newly disclosed vulnerabilities. Visibility alone is no longer enough. Most organizations already know where their vulnerabilities are. They monitor endpoints, cloud environments, identities, and third-party risks using dozens of security tools. The real challenge isn't discovering weaknesses. It's understanding which ones are actually exploitable before an attacker does. As the time between vulnerability disclosure and exploitation continues to shrink, annual penetration tests and periodic vulnerability scans are no longer sufficient. Security must become continuous. This is where continuous threat exposure management, or CTEM, becomes essential. Rather than taking occasional snapshots of risk, CTEM focuses on continuously discovering, prioritizing, validating, and reducing exposure. Validation is the critical step. Organizations need evidence that security controls still work, that attack paths remain closed, and that defensive investments are actually reducing business risk. Technologies such as adversarial exposure validation and penetration testing as a service help simulate the same attack paths an AI-assisted adversary would attempt before a real attacker does. Perhaps the most interesting consequence of AI is that it increases, rather than decreases, the value of experienced cybersecurity professionals. Artificial intelligence can process information, summarize documentation, generate code, and accelerate analysis. But it cannot fully understand business priorities, operational dependencies, regulatory constraints, or the real-world impact of a successful compromise. Those decisions still require human judgment. The organizations that will succeed won't replace people with AI. They'll combine AI's speed with human expertise to make better, faster security decisions. Every technological revolution changes the balance between attackers and defenders. Generative AI is expanding the pool of capable attackers while accelerating how quickly they learn and adapt. Technical complexity alone is no longer enough to discourage adversaries. The future of cybersecurity belongs to organizations that continuously validate their defenses, understand real attack paths, and focus on exploitable risk instead of theoretical exposure. The age of AI-assisted attackers has already begun. The question is no longer whether your organization will face AI-enabled adversaries. The question is whether your security program is evolving quickly enough to stay ahead.